What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Second Street Marvel for the Morning Movie Chat. I am your host, Trinity. Thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you're all having a very good day today. And looks like we've got a little bit of news I want to cover today. Covering some things. I'm a little bit behind on. Sometimes I like to kind of feel the waters for where things are at before I go ahead and talk about them, just let things kind of settle down. Of course, I know sometimes I need to be a little bit more on some of these trending topics, and some of what we're going to get into today is some MCU news out there, regarding Christian Bale coming into Thor: Love and Thunder, as well as some rumors going out there about Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. But also got something else that I want to kind of cover here before we get into all of that. Cousin Angel of Yonkers, thank you so much for being here. Cousin Angel says Bale as Beta Ray Bill is perfect. Yes, I think that would actually be a good thing. However, I do have, I've got some other thoughts about that as well. Just from other things that we've seen out there in the MCU when it comes to getting some of these bigger stars on board with their movies. But first, one thing I wanted to bring up once again, and this is, it seems to be, something that a lot of people are talking about. I've gotten quite a few views talking about, this whole Collider situation with what's been going on out there. And what I want to say is, I have talked about this whole Collider thing, with them canceling all the shows here as of recently, a lot of their big streaming shows. And then subsequently after that, we had those remarks from Jack Hine that were kind of off the wall and very distasteful, kind of putting a lot of people out there, and also putting himself out there, hanging out there to dry. Well, recently, I believe it was 2 days ago, Mark Fernandez from Collider actually came out and addressed some of those things out there with the fans on his channel, and I totally get that. I totally understand where like a lot of people were on that stream that he was doing there on Collider, and we're very upset. A lot of people, just saying bad things to him, mean things, and everything like that. I get it. People are upset. They don't like what's going on. Hey, that's totally understandable. But one thing I wanted to say is, he came out there, and I actually went and watched Collider for once. Okay, for second. It was the second time I ever watched. It was the second time I ever watched a Collider video. And the first time being when Josh was on, was it the Jedi Council, when he was on there with was his name Mark? I want to say, is it Mark Plyer? Mark Plyer. And anyway, so I was on there and actually watched that, and finally, we see that Mark Fernandez did go out there and he did this nice, I don't know, it was a little over an hour, maybe about an hour and a half live stream addressing a lot of these things with his company and stuff like that. And the one of the things he's talking about is about the cancellation of the shows, where people are talking about like, hey, you should have give these people a little bit more time before you just lay them off, give them time to end their shows and stuff like that. And for one, he brought up a couple of good points. Is, what, when people get fired, you're not owed 2 weeks notice or anything like that. It's just something that happens out there in the world. People get fired. You don't walk into your boss and they give you a 2 weeks notice that you're gonna get fired. They fire you. So I totally get that, but I understand people's frustrations with things like that, especially considering that, a lot of people probably think that, being in, on the YouTube platform and things like that, well, hey, it's not like a normal business. You can at least give everybody a chance to say goodbye, but that's not the case. It's really no different than having a regular job out there, where if your boss is upset with you, you're going to get fired. So he did come out and address some of that, and he was being beat up in the comments, and he took all those punches in stride. So hats off to him for that. He also did talk about the Jack Hine situation, being like, it's not his second in charge and everything like that. And hey, cool, I'm glad that he came out there and addressed some of those things as well. But regardless of what position Jack Hine holds there, he is still representative of their company. And it was very important for him to address some of those things out there, I think. And I think he did a pretty good job. And, as far as one of the things that he did address, he was talking about, that's really nobody's business, what kind of, how he was reprimanded or anything like that. That really is none of our business, and like I said before, there's absolutely no reason that people just need to be outright fired for things like that. I get that he made some off-the-wall comments, and they were very distasteful, kind of talking down about some of the people that had lost their jobs and things like that. He was being a jerk. Yeah, he was. Does he need to lose his job? I've talked about that before. No, he doesn't. Mark Fernandez is more than able to keep him employed there and things like that. I'm sure they'll probably take corrective action and things like that, and hopefully Jack Hind will actually come out there and maybe issue some apologies, at least to those people, at least to the people. He don't owe anybody else anything else. The most he owes to the public is making those apologies to the people that he was talking about there in his tweets. That's really all. He don't owe any of us, the rest of us viewers, an apology. Absolutely not. Now, that being the case, if he did end up losing his job at a place like Collider, it's going to be tough for him to find work after something like that in a big company like that. He'd probably have to go back to maybe what a lot of the other people who are no longer with Collider would do is, getting his own platform and growing his own audience. And maybe he has an audience already built in because he was on a show before that. And in case you guys didn't know, if you guys do or don't watch the John Campea show, which is kind of part of the reason I actually started this show here, was to kind of talk about movie news and things like that as well. I'm not as I don't have my ear to the ground as much on movie news and things like that. I just like to talk about movies. I love movies and things like that. So but he will be on Mark Fernandez will be on the John Campea show coming up here at 9 o'clock today. That's Pacific Standard Time, which is 9 o'clock my time. Campy is out here on the West Coast just like myself, but he will be on that show if that's something that you're interested in. I think it's something that you may want to go check out, see kind of how that discussion goes, because Mark Fernandez did talk a lot about those kinds of things as well, and kind of part of the reason that he did cancel a lot of those shows being that there's so many other people out there who do things better, and it's pointless to try to keep competing with that if it's costing money and you're not getting that return of investment. And those are things that I completely understand. And maybe some of those things, I think here's the thing is I think the video that he did was a video that he should have done before they did that press release about canceling all the shows. He should have just actually came out and made that appearance and made that announcement maybe at the same time that all that news was dropping. That's just how I feel about it. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm just a viewer and not even really a viewer of Collider. So, but let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. And I'm gonna get here into the live chat in just a second. But another thing I did want to say, and I see that they are in here right now, is I've noticed over the past few days we've had it's a new channel out there, and I've seen them actually plug some of their stuff. They ran some ads on the John Campea show as well, and that is Fanjecture. You guys should actually go to their channel. He's here in the chat, but I actually left a link in the description of this video where you can go and check out their channel. They're doing some pretty cool things over there. I watched a stream that they had done. I believe it was on Tuesdays when he's doing those, where they're doing like this kind of like a competition bracket thing like there with movies and things like that. Probably does other content as well. I only got to watch the one video this morning, but very cool stuff. I think you guys should all go and subscribe to their channel and maybe get involved with when they are getting ready to drop some new videos and just kind of get in the mix there. It looks like it's doing live streams where you can actually get in there and be part of the action. Again, they didn't pay me for that or anything. I just went to the channel and checked it out because I've seen them here in the chats, and went and checked them out. And hey, they're doing something pretty cool over there. I think you guys should definitely make sure that you check them out. Another thing I wanted to say is down there also in the description are links where you can go and become a monthly Patreon supporter. You can send direct donations via Streamlabs. Any of those donations I do greatly appreciate. One I wanted to recognize here is yesterday Lou sent this one in last night. Lou has been a great supporter here of the channel. He dropped this during one of my reviews. And another thing that I wanted to say is we are now live with Super Chats. You can send in Super Chats. I recently finally got monetized yesterday. It only took a few days. The one thing I'm still waiting on is that community tab. Dang it. Where's my community tab at, YouTube? My brother Lord Callis said that it took him like a week to get his community tab, but I'm looking forward to checking that out. So let's go ahead and get here into the live chats and see what everybody has to say before we get into the rest of the news. Cousin Angel said Beta Ray Bill or Bale as Beta Ray Bill would be perfect. Absolutely, that would be perfect. I am true. B-Level Star Wars is here. Says message retracted. Well, feel free to leave your comments there, B-Level Star Wars. It's all good, man. It's all good. I'm True Skill says, Trinity, what's up? I appreciate the comic I won. I'm going to do a video on it. Yeah, man, which one was that? I can't remember which one that was. Was that Hawkeye Freefall? That was a pretty good one. Yeah, enjoy reading that. I thought it was a pretty good first issue. For me, I think and I've got a video that I'm going to be working on here soon with some other creators about number ones, issue number ones, and why they are important. But yeah, I look forward to watching your video on that. I am True Skills. Definitely. Vlad Riot says hello. Thank you so much for being here, Vlad Riot. Marquise Roberts, hello, my brother. He says Ninjak and the Valiant Universe Trinity. I need to get into that, Marquise. I will. One of these days. I've just got so much reading that I've got to catch up on, and then I will get into that. My pull list has been thick and things like that. You know, it's been stacked pretty deep. So, you know, make sure. I'll get on that one of these days. But please, don't forget, don't stop reminding me. Don't stop reminding me. Black Hat Cinephile says, "Hey, thanks for the X-Men 4." Yeah, yeah. You're very welcome, Black Hat. Make sure you get a hold of me on, like I said, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or you can even send me an email so I can get you that code for that digital copy. Maverick Pilgrim, one of my wonderful Patreon supporters, thank you so much for being here, says good morning. Fanjecture is here and says good morning as well. Cousin Angel of Yonkers says, Josh, Den of Nerds is great. Definitely, definitely. One of my favorite channels, and they've been supportive of me here on the channel as well. Z Collects, thank you so much for being here. Captain Pennsylvania says good morning, and The Lonely Banter says, I am here. Yes. Captain Pennsylvania says, it doesn't bother me one way or another. I won't be affected. Yeah, and that's true. You know, like, for the most part with this whole, the most that were affected by this whole thing with Collider is just, you know, they've canceled some shows, and, you know, that's really about it. I mean, there's nothing to be upset about. Some people were upset about the cancellation of these shows, and, you know, hey, I get it. If you're one of the viewers of these shows, I get why you would be upset about those things. But me, like I said, I never really, I myself never really watched them. But hey, I understand, you know, if you're a viewer out there and some of your favorite shows go bye-bye, I understand how that can be. I definitely understand how that could be. But to be mad that the shows were canceled at, you know, at Mark Fernandez and Collider and stuff, yeah, it seems a little bit ridiculous. But hey, I'm not saying that you're ridiculous for being upset if you are. Aggressively Relaxing says, I'm about to take my audience and restructure it to be a mixed martial arts show and then fire myself. Yes. And Aggressively Relaxing just dropped a new video this morning. I haven't got a chance to check it out yet, but you guys should go check out Aggressively Relaxing's video. I can guarantee you it's going to be great because it's another spam call review. Great stuff over there. Aggressively Relaxing fan gesture says, "You too kind, my man." No, actually, no. I'm not. Yeah, I just went to your channel and checked it out, and I like what's going on there. And we need to build your channel, and we need to get more people on there to make what you're doing over there, since it's so interactive. A much funner experience, not only for you as a creator, but for the people who go there to view your channel. Because I watched that today. I was like, oh man, like I left my comments anyway, even though the whole bracket thing was done. Definitely some cool stuff. So make sure you guys go and check that out. Again, the link is down in the description. Moving on, we got Lonely Banter says, I feel like you're joking all the time. Aggressively Relaxing. Please confirm that you are. He will. He would never joke, okay? Aggressively Relaxing would never, ever do that. Fanjecture says, Cousin Angel of Yonkers, thanks. A small channel, but I'm trying to make it fun. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fun. And I know me and my friend Ryan over at Nerdy Blurb TV, whose link is also down at the bottom of the description because he did the intro that I use here on my channel. You can go check him out. I think it's something that we definitely want to get involved over there with Fanjecture to get there on this show and become part of that and just kind of have some fun. It looks like it'll be fun to mix it up over there. Aggressively Relaxing says, take everything I say as a joke unless I'm talking about Squirrel Girl or Star Trek. Maverick Pilgrim says, Beta Ray Bill would be pretty cool if it really happens. And we'll get into that in just a minute. I think Beta Ray Bill at some point will happen. Oh, he says Beta Ray Bale. Yeah. I think Beta Ray Bill would definitely happen, although I don't know that it's going to be Christian Bale. Fanjecture says Beta Ray Bill would be cool, but it would be 3 Thors in one movie. Would 3 Thors in one movie be too much? Can't wait to find out. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see that, and too much for Taika Waititi? I don't know. He's proven, and you can kind of tell, when he goes out there and does something, he kind of has his own style of things that he does. So, too much? No. Could it be a little too much though? It could be. It easily could be. Maverick Pilgrim says, picked up the new Star Wars comic yesterday. It's really cool. Oh man, and I know Star Wars. What is it? A new issue #1 just came out. Was it last week? I didn't get a chance to read that, but I do. I think what was yesterday's was a Kylo Ren book, I believe. Definitely, and yeah, let's let us know what you think about that Maverick Pilgrim. Fanjextra says New Birds of Prey trailer 2 just dropped. Oh, didn't? Man, I missed it. Hopefully it's a lot better than that first one was. That first one looked a little bit, I don't know. It didn't really quite do it for me, but I think I'm about done with trailers trying to convince me to go see the movie. If there's a movie I'm interested in, I'm just going to go see it and pretty much ignore the trailers. Because plus I don't do trailer reactions here on the channel, but I do talk about them. So Captain Pennsylvania says, I heard Beta Ray was going to be in Guardians. That would be cool. Lonely Banter says, indeed, aggressively relaxing. Captain Pennsylvania says, picked up Red Mother yesterday. Worth it. I still haven't, I've been curious about Red Mother. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Lou, thank you so much. Lou says, can't stay, just wanted to drop some support. Thank you so much, Lou. Lou has been very supportive here on the channel. I greatly appreciate that, Lou. Thank you so much for spending your hard-earned dollars making donations to the channel. I would honestly say that I think Lou has been the biggest supporter here as far as super chats and direct donations. Thank you very much. We've also, like I said, also got plenty of Patreon supporters that we have as well. There are links to that down in the description. And thank you to all of those people because in case you guys don't know, the Patreon supporters are who are basically the sponsors of all the live streams here on the show. Thank you to all of these great people who spend their hard-earned dollars helping bring some of this live content to you all. Captain Pennsylvania says, my Kylo doesn't come until next week. Oh, man, that sucks. Max Santiago, thank you so much for being here. Let's see, Maverick Pilgrim says, I'm really not looking forward to Birds of Prey at all. Should I change my mind at Fanjecture? That's a good question. For me, I got to go watch the trailer. I'm not looking forward to it, but it is one that I will go see at the theater because for the most part, I go see most of these movies at the theater. Max Santiago says, 3 Thors in one movie, the God Butcher as the baddie? Could be. It very well could be. And again, I'm not really up on a whole lot of Thor lore. See what I did there? That rhymed. I'm not really up on a whole lot of Thor lore, but I want to go out there and check in, look into a little bit more of that, and we'll get into that here in just a minute. Maverick Pilgrim says, is Thor 4 turning into Thor Core? It could be. And again, something else I don't know much about. I see another viewer here, Comics on the Pyre. He may know about that because if you guys haven't checked out Comics on the Pyre, you should definitely go check out his channel too. I love the way he does his reviews and overviews. He just dropped a video, I believe, yesterday talking about... it was talking about video games that were made into movies or movies that were based on video games or the vice versa. You should go check it out though. I definitely like his commentary and his things that he does. Lou says happy to help. Thank you so much. Sith Lord says good morning. Fanjecture says at Maverick Pilgrim, I don't blame you based on the marketing so far, but I will admit this new trailer is much better. I can't wait to go check that out. Christy, thank you so much for the super chat. Sends $3 and says woo. Thank you so much for doing that. And I believe it looks like we just got a new subscriber to the channel as well. Skate for Greatness, thank you so much for being here. I do greatly appreciate that. Appreciate your subscription. And please, anybody who's new to the channel, please make sure that you come and leave any of your thoughts in here in the live stream or even in any of my videos. I'm completely open to hearing any of your criticisms and any of your thoughts. It's been pretty nice because I actually have a couple of viewers who come to some of my comic book reviews and especially like the X-Men ones and leave some of their comments and they help fill me in on some of the things that I don't know about because I just recently got back into reading. I don't know, maybe it's been about 2 years ago now that I got back into reading comic books again. So yeah, it's been really nice seeing so many people reach out and just be supportive and help provide some of their input. So please feel free to do any of that. And again, thank you to all the people who have sent in some super chats. I thank you guys so much. Now, let's go ahead and get into these MCU rumors. As we know, a few days ago, it was announced that Christian Bale is now in in talks to come in and possibly do a role in Thor: Love and Thunder. Now, Christian Bale is a phenomenal actor. I mean, one of the first things I remember seeing him in myself was probably. God, I'm not sure which came first. Was it American Psycho, which was a phenomenal movie directed by Mary Herron, very great movie. But I also remember him in Shaft 2000, directed by John Singleton with Samuel L. Jackson. God, who else was in that? You know else I'm talking about? Jeffrey. Oh man, I forget Jeffrey's name, but he played Peoples in that movie. Absolutely great movie if you guys haven't seen Shaft 2000. But Christian Bale, he's a very great actor. Definitely somewhat of a method actor. He really gets into his roles. I'm not sure if you ever seen a movie like The Machinist where he really got into and lost a lot of weight. He was super skinny in that movie, and that was just stuff that he all done through dieting and things like that. And you know he seems to be always in a fit condition. If this guy does come into the Thor: Love and Thunder movie, I think that would be absolutely great. I think a lot of people would like to see him, and we know the MCU has been very good about getting. Kevin Feige's been good about going out there and getting a lot of big talent to bring into their movies. But the one thing I want to say is everybody's talking about Beta Ray Bill and things like that, and I think Beta Ray Bill would be cool to bring into one of these movies, though I don't think it would be Christian Bale coming in to play that role. It seems like for the most part, outside of Robert Downey Jr., it seems like for the most part, and for every single big name star out there, and you got to remember that Robert Downey Jr. he wasn't a big name star, but when he got the role as Iron Man, but it seems like all of these bigger established actors when they come into the MCU, it's to play villains. So I have a feeling that Christian Bale is actually being sought out to maybe come into this to the MCU to be a villain in the MCU. But what villain would he play for Thor? I honestly, like I said, I'm not really too up on the Thor lore, so I'm not sure what kind of villain he would come in and play. Who's some prominent villains that could possibly come into this? I am very unfamiliar with the unworthy Thor. Wasn't the unworthy Thor storyline in which Jane Foster came in to take up the mantle of Thor and things like that? I'm very unfamiliar with that territory, something that I probably need to go in and read. I know Aggressively Relaxing is here in the chats, probably knows a little bit more about that and may be able to provide some feedback on who would be a good, who is a villain during those times, or who is a bigger Thor villain that might be somebody who would come in that Christian Bale might possibly be coming in to play in this role. Because, like I said, I honestly feel that it's going to be a villain. Most of it, because for one thing, I think a lot of these bigger name actors who are out there who have these established careers, they probably don't want to get into like a big, huge contract with the Marvel Studios where they're having to come in and do sign a contract for 5 or 6 movies. Christian Bale, I mean, I'm not saying he's old, but he's kind of an older actor. He's probably very busy with a lot of projects. I don't see him going out there to sign a contract to come on to do 5 to 6 movies playing Beta Ray Bill or anything like that. So I think, I mean, my honest suspicion is that he's going to be coming in to play somebody else in Thor: Love and Thunder. That is, if he actually even comes to an agreement and comes into the Marvel Cinematic Universe at all. But let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below, and we'll talk a little bit more about that in just a minute. We'll get back here into the live chats and see what everybody else has to say. Escape for Greatness says hi. Thank you so much for being here. I do know that I seen you commenting on some of my videos the other day. Thank you so much for being here, and again, thank you for subscribing. Max Santiago says Jason Aaron, God Butcher, and God Bomb Saga. Read those. I will do that. I will make sure that I do that when I get a chance. Like I said, I've got a lot of reading to catch up on, but I do have that Marvel Unlimited, so maybe I should get out there and check some of those out. Maverick Pilgrim says, at Fanjecture, I'll check out the trailer. I didn't see Suicide Squad, and I'm okay with that. I think Suicide Squad, it was okay. It definitely has a lot of faults in it. A lot of things like, for one, they introduced the characters twice. We learned about them all twice in the movie. Just some other things that happen in there. It's like, it's a movie that does more bad than it does good. But again, it's is an okay film. It's one of the few superhero films or comic book movie films that I don't own on DVD. The other ones that I don't own also are the Hellboy movies, and I actually like the Ron Perlman ones. I thought those were pretty good. But yeah, that's one of the few that I don't own, even though I do plan on getting it to add it to my collection because I have the other ones, you know. Yeah, I'm that guy. Aggressively relaxing says, Max Santiago is a smart person who says things everyone should listen to. All right. Oh, well, I'm going to take both of your guys' advice and do that. God Butcher and God Bomb Saga. We'll do that. Captain Pennsylvania says, I'm going to watch the trailer right now. I'll be back. I see what you did there. Cap. Maverick Pilgrim says, Trinity, I didn't finish the comic yet. I'm savoring it. But the best, that time between episode 5 and 6 is largely unexplored and had the most off-screen character development off-screen for Luke Skywalker. Absolutely. Because I've talked about that with Luke Skywalker. I know Luke Skywalker is a lot of people's favorite characters out there, but I've got to say for me, like, even when I was a kid, I thought he was just kind of, he was kind of a whiny, he was a little too whiny for me. But then by the time you see him in Return of the Jedi, he reeled it all in and he manned up and stepped up to the plate of being the Jedi. And in Return of the Jedi, they did return. So yeah, I think you're absolutely right. That was probably the very much largely unexplored, and he had the most development there off screen as far as that character, definitely. Fanjexter says, I walked out of Suicide Squad having a good time, even though I know the third act had issues. Wow, I don't know that I've ever walked out on a movie. The only one that I almost did walk out on was I went and seen Dreamgirls. Wasn't it Dreamgirls? Yeah, Dreamgirls, the one with Eddie Murphy and Jennifer Hudson and Jamie Foxx and all that. I almost walked out on that one. I actually almost walked out on the scene that won Jennifer Hudson an Oscar. I believe it was an Oscar, wasn't it, that she won for that? I almost walked out on that scene because I was sitting there like, man, I can't take any more of this, because when I went into the movie, I didn't know that it was a musical. I just remember watching the trailers, and maybe I just didn't pay too close of attention to him. I just remember seeing Eddie Murphy going up there kind of doing the James Brown thing, and I was like, yes! This is what I want to see more out of Eddie Murphy. Because at the time he was doing like the Dr. Dolittle and all those family type movies. I was like, yes, this is what I wanted to see. And I'm glad I didn't walk out, because I did get like 2 scenes where Eddie Murphy just knocked it out of the park doing that James Brown like character. I thought that was great, but that was the one movie I almost walked out on. For me, I'm always like, man, I spent money to watch this movie. I'll torture myself to sit through it. And that was the one I felt tortured sitting through. Maverick Pilgrim says, I'm so looking forward to this comic run. Yes. Lonely Banter says, Equilibrium for me. Oh, was that the first time that you seen him in a movie? Christian Bale. Equilibrium is a good one too. I like that one with the gun fu and everything. I thought that was a good one. It's kind of God, what would that be? It was kind of like 1984 meets V for Vendetta meets The Matrix. Actually, that is a really great movie, and I actually own that one on DVD. Definitely a good movie, Equilibrium. If you guys haven't seen that, it's a good one. It's got Sean Bean in it. It's also got, it's actually got, what's his name in there too? Wasn't he in that? Oh, man, no, he wasn't. I was thinking that's he's in, the guy from 1984. He's the one that's actually also, and I can't remember the actor's name right now off the top of my head, but he's actually in V for Vendetta. Yeah. But yeah, and Sith Lord says American Psycho was good. American Psycho is great. I love that movie. It's definitely a good one. And the soundtrack they use for that, like, I love Huey Lewis and the News. I love Phil Collins. Just all that stuff. Like, so when he's in that movie, I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, it's a studio, man. I say the word. Escape for Greatness says, I find it interesting that he might play a role. Yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely interesting. Sith Lord says Beta Ray would be sick. It would be great for him to come in and play that. And of course, Beta Ray Bill could be one of those characters that they just bring in for maybe a movie or two, and that's about it as well. So I'm not completely ruling him out for that. But I just have a feeling that he's going to come in and possibly play a villain. Or, he could play Beta Ray Bill. Like, we even seen Anthony Hopkins came in and played Odin. And Odin was one of the bigger, more prominent characters for I guess for the Marvel universe. Not necessarily in the MCU, he wasn't a big prominent character, but he was portrayed by Anthony Hopkins, who is one of those bigger established actors out there. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that he would be Beta Ray Bill, but I just think that quite possibly he'd come into play in a villain. And we know that sometimes some of these bigger actors, when they get into movies, like a Dwayne the Rock Johnson, can you imagine him coming in, getting a role to play the villain? It seems very unlikely. He wants to kind of keep that good guy persona. We know he's going to be playing Black Adam here pretty soon, supposedly. We'll see. We'll see how that's all going to turn out. But it seems like a lot of these bigger name actors really like to kind of keep their nose clean and be portrayed as good guys and be good guys and things like that. But Christian Bale is definitely one of those actors. He don't care about that. He's a great actor, great method actor, and he likes to take on different roles. And you can go watch any of his movies and see that. Just going through his list of movies that he has done, he's played psychopaths, he's played good guys, he's played bad guys, he's played everything kind of in between. So to see him, a talent like that, come into the MCU, and especially in Thor: Love and Thunder, is I think something he'd bring a lot to the table. But again, they are just in talks. Nothing there is for sure. But yeah, that would definitely be great to see him come in. Captain Pennsylvania says Birds of Prey should be called Harley Quinn. Not sure if I'm paying for that. Yeah, unfortunately, it's one that I will go see at the movie theater. Like I said, I go see most of these at the theater, if anything, so I have something to talk about here on the channel. And but yeah, so I'll definitely be going to see it. Sith Lord says I'm not looked. Yeah, I understand. There's plenty of people who are turned off by this trailer. Definitely turned off. I mean, I thought the first trailer was, yeah. That's kind of how I felt about it, but either way, I'd probably still go see it. E equals MCU says that is so they don't have multi-picture contract. It's probably Gore the God Butcher. Easily could be, yeah. Thank you for being here, E equals MCU. I think you're absolutely right, though. I think that could be, and that's why I think he could possibly be coming in to play a villain. You got the one big movie that you sign a contract for, and then maybe you come in later to play a cameo role in another movie. Like I kind of have a feeling that we may see more Cate Blanchett at some point, even if it's just a cameo role. I think we still might see her because man, she was hella good. See what I did there? I'm on a roll today. She was really great at playing the role of Hela. I definitely did like that. And it's funny because she's such a great actress. I'm not like a huge fan of hers, but that's not to say she's not a great actress. Like because everything I see her in, she is really great. And maybe I am a fan of hers. You know what I mean? Maybe I am. I am. Maybe I just like to say that I'm not, but I really am. Because if you didn't watch The Gift, Sam Raimi's The Gift. Man, she is phenomenal in that movie. And so is Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is great in that movie. So is Greg Kinnear. Greg Kinnear is really great. Plus, he's a great actor as well. That also has, what's her name? You know who I'm talking about. Tom Cruise's ex-wife. Why am I all of a sudden forgetting her name? Man, she was in Teaching Miss Tingle. And, man, now look who's putting their foot in their mouth. Like, I'm a film fan. Get me off the screen, man. Matt Santiago says, holy crap, what if Christian Bale is God Butcher? Hence 3 Thors. See, and exactly, like you guys, and that's what I like about being here with you guys and all the input that you guys give. See, you guys know a little bit more about this than I do. Obviously, and see, and that's the thing is maybe that's who he's coming into play. Maybe that's who he's in negotiations to possibly come in and play is the God Butcher. Yeah, that would actually be really great, and it sounds like even you guys are getting pretty excited about that as well. Like I said, I think it's probably more a villain, more so than a hero. Gore the God Butcher, he's cool as yeah. Again, I'll have to go and read up on some of that definitely. Let's see, where else are we at here? Jeffrey Wright, yeah, that was his name. Man, you guys are being very active today, man. Thank you guys so much for being here, man. Search him up, cool ass character. I definitely will. Comics on the Pyre says Christian Bale was great in Reign of Fire. The whole movie was great. You know what? Oh man, I don't know that I've seen all of that movie. But Reign of Fire, what I did see of it, I thought was really good. I just think I never got a chance to finish that one, but I do remember that one being good. Yeah, definitely. Sir Nerd a lot, thank you so much for being here. Sith Lord says no clue who that is, but I like the name. Yes, definitely. Brain of Fire is underrated. Certainly, certainly. God, who else is in that? Is that the one with Matthew McConaughey is in that too? Correct. I believe he's in that one. Um, Aggressively Relaxing says, if you guys like American Psycho, check out the video by Miles Fisher for his cover of the Talking Heads song, This Must Be the Place. You Will Thank Me. I will check that out. If there is a link, please drop that down in the comments below, either here or later when this gets done uploading. Marquise Roberts says, I don't know what Nick Fury whispered in Thor's ear during Original Sin, but it made him unworthy of wielding Mjolnir. Yeah, and that's what I heard too. That's what I heard too. And it makes you kind of wonder, will Nick Fury end up being in Thor Love and Thunder? Hard to say. Samuel L. Jackson's kind of getting up there, but hey, man, he still looks really great for his age, man. You got to hats off to Samuel L. Jackson, dude. Man, what is it? What is it they say? Nah, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Somebody's gonna be mad at me in the comments section if I do. But yeah, Samuel L. Jackson, and he's just such a great actor too, man. And we've mentioned him several times here now during the show. Max Santiago says, he has the chops to play that character. I like Taika, but he tends to rely heavily on comedy. Agreed. And Gore is pretty deep as a character. The exploration of resentment towards religion. Iconography. Exactly. And I think that's something that I haven't seen Jojo Rabbit, but I think Taika Waititi could be great at exploring that. So I think you're probably absolutely. I mean, maybe that's who he's actually coming into play. I mean, maybe we need to do a video. Maybe I need to do some research on Gore the God Butcher and do a video on that, because I think you're absolutely. I think you guys are right, man. I think you guys are on the right track. Captain Pennsylvania says he told him he knows what he does in his room when he's alone. Well, hey. They did say in Thor Ragnarok that Mjolnir pulls him off. That's more like British humor, but hey. They even did make reference to that. Oh my god, it pulls you off. That's one of my favorite lines. That's one of my favorite lines. That's one of my favorite lines from. And I feel like when I was at the theater and I watched that, because I went to see that a couple times. When I went to see Thor Ragnarok at the theater, I swear I was the only one laughing at the pulls you off joke. I swear sometimes I'm the only one that laughed at that, because every time I see that scene, it cracks me up. He's like, "Oh my god, it pulls you off." Whew, yeah. Max Antogo says Luke has to be a whiny kid. Most of us were at some point. Yeah, I think a lot of people were at some point, definitely. Agree. Captain Pennsylvania says agree. Don't think Taika can handle gore. Comics on the Pyre says a great Suicide Squad movie would be Assault on Arkham. Way better than the live action movie. Yeah. Agreed. I think that would be cool. Assault on Arkham. Certainly. I have to check that out. Because I believe you're saying that was a cartoon one. I'll have to check that out. The Joker in Suicide Squad was garbage. Well, I think the reason that the Joker in Suicide Squad was garbage is because we didn't get enough of his character. Like, what do you get? Like 5 minutes of screen time through the whole movie? Like, you bring in a character like Joker, we want to see him. We want to see Joker on screen, man. Fanjecture says, no, you misread that, or I mistyped it. I meant when I walked out at the end. Oh, okay. I thought, all right. I thought, okay, I got you. Yeah, I may have just misread that. Punctuation, commas and stuff. No, but you're all good, man. You're all good. Sometimes I read a little too fast, also. Cap says, Sith Lord, I actually liked Leto for some reason. He was different. Yeah, I like what he brought to the role. I just think it wasn't. We didn't get enough of him to explore that character enough within the confines of that movie, or outside of the confines of that movie as well. E equals MCU says, I didn't know it was a musical either. A popular one at that. Yeah, me neither, man. I'm telling you, Dreamgirls was that one. I was sitting in the theater like, No wonder everybody's probably sitting here and here looking at me when I went and seen that at the theater because, I was a little bit younger. Probably still had some hair on the top of my head. Probably didn't have all this salted pepper in there. People were probably looking at me like, what's what's that guy doing here? um, let's see. Fanjector says I've never walked out of a movie. I like them too much, even the crappy ones. I gotta say, I'm right there with you, Fanjector. Like for me, if I pay to see it, I'm sitting through the damn thing. I'm sitting through the damn movie. I'm gonna commit to it. I'm gonna watch it just like that dumpster fire of a movie. From what I heard, Cats. If I went to see that, I would sit through the whole dang thing. Even though I can assure you, I would want to walk out. Even though I can assure you, I'd want to walk out. Matt Sanko, yeah, Equilibrium is great. Um, let's see. Cousin Angel of Yonkers says Jeffrey Wright in Shaft was great and funny. I know a guy. I know a guy like that, but he wasn't a bad guy. Well, if you're from Yonkers, Bronx, or Uptown Manhattan, you're going to know at least one guy like that, right? Agreed, Cousin Angel. Yeah, and Jeffrey Wright was great. Was great in that movie. Him and Christian Bale, because Christian Bale, man, just like the character that he played in that movie was so great. But yeah, certainly when Jeffrey Wright's in there, he's like, "You messing with peoples?" He got that ice pick and he's stabbing himself, and you're sitting like, "Bro, whoa, bro, what? Bro, you're doing a little too much of your product, bro. Ever watch Scarface much? Come on, dude. You don't stab yourself. What are you doing? Like I'm people's." And he's all stabbing himself like, "Whoa, dang, man." Like it was really great, and plus Christian Bale's character was very menacing in that movie. Like it was like just the way he was, just like the whole dynamic of his character was absolutely great. Definitely one of my favorite on-screen performances by Christian Bale. Captain Pennsylvania says, I walked out of Dark Knight Returns. Only movie I really walked out of Dark Knight Returns? Man, and I like that one too. I like Dark Knight Returns. I thought it was good. But me, out of all the Nolan trilogy of Batman movies, my favorite one is still Batman Begins. My favorite one is Batman Begins, definitely. Vlad Riot says, I liked Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, but I think Heath Ledger's performance is legendary. Yeah, it definitely is. I think, I liked Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Definitely Heath Ledger's performance was legendary. Again, I think a lot of that is due to the script and the movie that he was in. Christopher Nolan making that movie as well. Not a whole lot of people, not a whole lot of directors out there that are much better than Christopher Nolan in here in recent times, and certainly not a Todd Phillips. Todd Phillips is a good filmmaker. He's not a great filmmaker. He's never really done anything groundbreaking other than doing this Joker movie, and I honestly don't. It's not even groundbreaking because really it's just an homage to movies that came before it. But he is a good filmmaker. I'd say his one groundbreaking one. My favorite Todd Phillips film is Old School. I love that film. uh, I'm here for the gangbang. Especially that other scene at the very beginning where Luke Wilson is getting into the cab and he's trying to buckle the seatbelt. He's like, hey, the the seatbelt's broke. What do I do? And then the cabbie turns around, and what he suggests is absolutely hilarious. I can't say it here on the channel because this video would definitely get demonetized. But that is like that scene, and if you watch the commentary for Old School, go watch the commentary during the movie Old School. The commentary on Old School is almost funnier than the movie itself. That's one of those commentaries I sat through the whole thing and watched it, and I was rolling the whole time. But I think, God, I can't remember who it was talking about, when they were watching Old School. Oh no, I think it was David Spade. Was kind of like I didn't know about it when I was going into it, but then as soon as I seen that cab scene at the very beginning, I knew I was in for a great movie, and it certainly was a great setup to the movie. Marquise Roberts says Hugo Weaving. No, it wasn't Hugo Weaving. I'm thinking of the character. He was in 1984, and he played basically the president. Over the in V for Vendetta. I cannot remember his name. If I heard his name, I would definitely remember. I can't remember his name right here off the top of my head. Maybe I need to go ahead and look that up really quick. But he was. Oh man, I can't. When I say it, I know I'm gonna feel stupid for not knowing his name. See his face is the first one that comes up when you. John Hurt. John Hurt was his name. And he's another great actor as well. John Hurt is. Um, Never walked out of a movie yet. Yeah, right. You gotta wait for the right movie. It'll come along. Superhero Buzz, thank you so much for being here. You guys should go check out Superhero Buzz's channel, man. He's somewhat of a smaller I mean, he's bigger than I am. He's got a bigger channel than I am, but he's somewhat new, and he does a lot of. You can tell by his name, he does a lot of like the MCU news and things out there as far as MCU news and just superhero movie news. You guys should definitely go check out his channel. He says, "What do you call Batman when he skips church?" Christian Bale. Good, good one, man. Yeah, you guys should go check out Superhero Buzz Noah over there. He's been a content creator for I think a little bit longer than I have been, but he's grown quite a channel. He's grown pretty fast in there, doing what he does, man. He's done a good job. Definitely, I like to get on there and watch his videos. He actually did a one of these. I think it was like one of the superhero sit downs with Soups. I'm not sure if you guys follow Soups here on YouTube as well, but you should look up Soups. Another young man who has been doing a lot of like superhero type news and stuff out there, and he's starting to kind of get into doing a little bit more motivational kind of stuff. Absolutely great to watch some of these young men go out there and start channels and make videos. A lot of these guys you can look forward to seeing grow here on YouTube in the future. I can guarantee you that. Dog School, thank you so much for being here. Marquise Roberts says, Superhero Buzz. Yeah, man, see? Marquise Roberts knows Superhero Buzz too, man. I'm telling you, he's been growing a pretty good channel. Last time I checked, I think he was just below 5,000 subscribers, so you guys should go check him out. Captain Pennsylvania says, I just thought we were getting comic version of Bane breaking the bat. We didn't get that. Oh, yeah. I get you. Yeah, we didn't. And, yeah, like I said, that was probably, I don't know. I think that was definitely, for me, the movies are as they came out. Those are my number one, number two, number three. That's how those series rank for me. Because Batman Begins is my favorite of that trilogy. Let's see. Aggressively Relaxing says, sincerely applauding Superhero Buzz's bad joke. You're funny, Aggressively. Superhero Buzz says, keep up the good Trinity, and hey, guys. Well, thank you. And one of these days, Noah, if you're still watching, I need to get you on here, bro. We need to get you on here. Dog School says, Demon Bear is in New Mutants. I'm so excited. Yeah, it should be good. I'm hoping it's going to be a good movie. I know a lot of people talking about it's going to be a horror movie. I think they're just kind of taking that angle. I don't think that it's necessarily going to be a horror movie. But, I could be wrong. Let's see. See, it looks like, Superhero Buzz. It looks like a lot of people here know you, man. You're making a name for yourself, definitely. Doing good stuff, man. Doing good stuff. Captain Pennsylvania says, New Mutants is actually calling my name. Yeah, I can't wait to see it. Eric Rigsby, thank you so much for being here. Says, I am excited for Christian Bale in the MCU. Definitely. Marquis says, the mystical pill wielding Beta Ray Cosby. Beta Ray Cosby. Yeah. I'm sure I'm probably missing something there, but yeah. Matt Santiago says, yeah, I love the New Mutants. Yeah, I'm waiting to see this movie. I'm not really familiar with the New Mutants by a whole lot, but it should be good. Christian aggressively relaxing says, Belle should play Pip the Troll. That would work too. We haven't got Pip the Troll yet. Eric Rigsby says, I'm a hard pass on the New Mutants movie. Why, man? Why? Let me know down in the comments below why you don't want to see it. And let any of you guys let me know why you what is your level of interest for the New Mutants movie? Is it just because it's taken so long to come out? There's been some sort of kind of drama behind it as well, with it being constantly pushed back. A lot of that was due to the acquisition of Fox by Disney. So, some of that could play a role in why it kept getting pushed back. But I'm looking forward to it. And I'm glad to hear that they actually went back with the director's original vision of what they were wanting to do with that movie. I certainly am happy about that. Edward TK5531 Ferguson, thank you so much for being here. Says, liked and shared the stream on Twitter. Well, thank you so much. I do greatly appreciate that. And anybody out there who shares this stuff, I do greatly appreciate that. Helping share and get the word out about my channel. There's been a lot of great people that have come onto the channel. I've been so fortunate to meet a lot of great people here on YouTube. And grow what little audience I have, man. Again, thank you all so much for being here. And again, like I said, there are links down in the description where you can send direct donations or even become a monthly Patreon supporter. And if you become a monthly Patreon supporter, hey, just join in at the $1 tier. That's that's all I ask, just $1. My whole goal with starting my Patreon was I was hoping that by the time that I got monetized, got to 1,000 subscribers, that I could get at least 30% of my audience engaged and on there. And if 30% of them donated $1, well, you do the math. You know what 30% would be. That would be enough to allow me not to have to put on ads during my videos once I got monetized. But I recently got monetized, so I'm gonna monetize some of the videos and things like that. But probably not all of them. I mean, maybe definitely some of the ones that are going to be that I think may hit bigger. But because for me, I'm one of those people out there. I don't like to watch ads, and I know some people have ad blockers and stuff like that. But again, thank you so much, Edward TK5531 Ferguson. Much appreciated. Marquise Roberts says, want to check out the New Mutants Demon Bear Saga before the film's release. I definitely want to check that as well. Sith Lord says, Magic is a cool character. Absolutely. And recently, in the New Mutants issue that just released this week at your local comic book shop, Magic came in and absolutely kicked ass. It was great to see. Aggressively Relaxing says, Margot Robbie will always get my money. Did she get your money with, what's that movie that's out there right now, Bombshell? Did she get your money with Bombshell? That's one I'm actually interested in seeing. It's kind of, obviously it's talking, stuff that happened in real life, but I like those kind of movies. I really do like those type of movies, and I need to go see that one. Plus, I seen old John Lithgow in there. I was like, man, did they use prosthetics on him, or is that really John Lithgow now? Because, man, he looked like he put on some weight. He need to go keto or go hang out with John Goodman. Sith Lord says, oh man, it just skipped again on me, guys. Okay, it looks like we're jumping forward here in the chat. A Dude Review says, Moon Knight would be interesting. Can't wait for the Marvel TV shows. Absolutely. You know what's funny is not too long ago, there was rumors going around that Daniel Radcliffe was being rumored to come in and play Moon Knight. And people started, running with that. Oh, Daniel Radcliffe is Moon Knight. Guys, why are we talking about Daniel Radcliffe coming in to play Moon Knight when he fits the stature and the bill of Logan, of Wolverine? He's short. He's got that look. Put a little bit of muscle on him. He's got that look. Plus, he's kind of got a square jaw, too. It looks like he could be Wolverine. And he's got the talent. Why are we not talking about Daniel Radcliffe coming in to play Logan in the MCU? Why is that not the rumor? Not Moon Knight. I don't get it. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in seeing that Moon Knight show. And I don't know a whole lot about Moon Knight, but definitely a cool character out there. TT says, good day. Well, thank you so much for being here, TT. Glad to have you here. Let's see. Where else are we at here? Matt Santiago says, I would have hired Jake Gyllenhaal for Moon Knight. Yeah, that could be good. Again, I think because he's going to be more of a prominent character, I think they're probably going for younger actors for some of these characters. Jake Gyllenhaal, while he's not old, I don't know, he might be around my age, maybe a little bit younger. But I think that a lot of these people are going to, like a lot of the older actors and more established actors are probably going to be more so coming in to help carry movies as villains. But I could be wrong there, and especially even with the Christian Bale thing. Aggressively Relaxing says, people who are not in the theater productions are not getting the point of Cats. It's supposed to be silly. It's designed to be a breath of fresh air from the pretentiousness of the medium. Yeah, I mean, I'll agree with you there, but I mean, it sounds like even people who liked the play went in and seen the movie and didn't really like it. I mean, it's bombed so hard at the box office. It's hard to imagine that it is just that you're suggesting they're Aggressively Relaxing. I think it's just been so not well received by audiences everywhere that I think while you could be right, I just don't think that it's necessarily that. A duder says, I heard Harry Potter was in the running for Moon Knight. Yeah. Oh, and I just talked about that. Captain Pennsylvania says, he's a good actor, though, and I think he would also be good. Shia as well would be okay. Dude, like, I'm glad you're bringing that up. Shia LaBeouf, LaFouf. He would actually be great for Moon Knight because that dude is freaking nuts in real life anyway. Just do it. just, just, just do it. Is somebody gonna meme that? Oh, but yeah, see, even Matt Santiago agrees. Shia for Moon Knight? Holy crap, that would work. Yes, yes, that is a great suggestion, Captain Pennsylvania. It absolutely is. Captain Pennsylvania says he's Jewish and crazy AF. Definitely. A Dude Review says I'm definitely down for the New Mutants. Yeah, definitely. Me too. I'm ready to go see it. I'm not psyched. I'm not hyped to go see it, but I'm definitely ready to go see it. Dog School says I like the horror theme they gave the New Mutants, and it is the original cut. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, definitely. And I think that's one thing. Like, especially in a movie like that. In a movie like that, especially with Fox, I think since a lot of their movies largely weren't interconnected, they need to let the director give the director the reins to do what they were doing. Like I get Kevin Feige being so involved because he has a whole universe that he's been trying to keep tied together. So I get why he would be so active in keeping a director and wanting them to do what they do there. But like for the most part, like the DCU, like they've been doing terrible at building a universe. They should just let their directors do what they want, what they're doing, while somewhat keeping the reins, keeping it reeled in. But like over at the MCU, Kevin Feige, he's absolutely 100% always going to keep those things reeled in. Captain Pencil. Oh, King Bars is here. Thank you so much for being here. King Bars says, I remember when magic was just Ileana. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I don't know a whole lot about the New Mutants, but yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Captain Pennsylvania says, Dark Phoenix is my best X-Men sagas. I need it correct. Yeah, yeah, I hear you. I mean, they largely they've done. It wasn't handled very well by Fox. Again, for one, I think a lot of that is due to the fact that Bryan Singer was kind of the mastermind and started a lot of that. And thank you, Bryan Singer, for actually. I mean, Bryan Singer is one of the people we really have to thank for getting the movies that we're getting now. He helped set the foundation, the groundwork with X-Men back in the late '90s for getting the ball rolling on that. So, I think a lot of people forget that when they go out there and talk trash about the X-Men movies and things like that. These movies helped set the template for what we're getting now. Kevin Feige was involved in those movies. So I'm with you 100% there. Okay, I must have missed something here, but Doc School says Maverick Pilgrim, it was not that good. I went to see it for Evan Peters, Quicksilver, but he is not really in the movie. He get hurt in the beginning. Yeah, oh, I know. Dark Phoenix. Okay, I must have missed something there about Dark Phoenix. They say New Mutants is going to be the first Marvel horror movie, but I heard that Dark Phoenix was pretty horrible. Didn't see it. Dark Phoenix was not that great. It was not that great. But yeah, I was pretty dog school. I'm with you there too. I was pretty disappointed when he got hurt in the very beginning of the movie. And matter of fact, the way he got hurt, I remember sitting in the theater. I was rolling laughing. I was like, really? I was laughing because it was laughable. The whole movie was laughable. I did a whole commentary over the whole movie a couple of months back. It actually ended up getting pulled and blocked, but then I fought it and they removed the block. But you should go check that out. I did one of the only movie commentaries that I did. Did a commentary over the whole movie. I was eating lunch and everything on a Saturday here at home, and I did a whole commentary on it. And it's a laughable movie. I point out a lot of things where I think just was not good filmmaking. Yeah, it was. It wasn't the worst movie out there in the world, but it really was not great. TT says at Captain Pennsylvania, Dark Phoenix. Do you mean X-Men 3? Haha, right? Yeah, and I liked X3. I thought it was a decent movie. A lot of cool things that I did like about the movie. But again, I wasn't really totally into the X-Men lore when that movie came out neither. Sir Nerdalat says John Goodman is awesome. Loved him in the Cloverfield movie. I haven't seen those, but you're not wrong. John Goodman is absolutely phenomenal. He is a great actor. One of my favorites, definitely. Eric Rigsby says, I am very excited for the Disney Plus MCU shows that are coming out. Me too. And we're going to be talking a lot about those. Probably bring some people here on the show to talk about those as well when they come out. He really should be Logan. Yeah, agreed. Daniel Radcliffe, yes. Marquise Roberts says Daniel Radcliffe can play Stanley Ipkiss in a Mask reboot. Right? Yeah, definitely. Um, Max Santiago says Radcliffe for Logan is interesting. Yeah, I think he'd be great in the role. I think he'd be great in the role. I mean, he's got the talent. He's got the look. I mean, just add good 20 pounds of muscle on him, which 20 pounds for a dude that small would be a whole lot. So they probably don't need to go that far. But I think he would be great. I think he'd be great. Um, let's see. Eduda Review says, don't know if Radcliffe is tough enough for the role, but he is a good actor, so maybe he could pull it off. Yeah, I think he could. I think he definitely could. Cousin Angel says Daniel in the movie Horns doesn't sound like Daniel Radcliffe. I have to check that out, but he's a talented actor. King Bar says off topic, but I think Captain Marvel would be an awesome place to feature and introduce Mystique and Rogue. Absolutely, absolutely agree 100%. Here on the channel, I've actually even went out there so far and been made such a bold prediction that I think the next Captain Marvel movie will be Captain Marvel Civil War 2. Sith Lord says the Reavers need some justice after that Bobo dumbed down version in Logan. Yeah, definitely. Julie from Wish Upon Vlog, thank you so much for being here, guys. It's 9 o'clock here. I gotta get ready to end the show here. I do thank you all so much for being here. I wish I could get to all of the comments that you guys have left here. You guys have been really active in the comments today. Thank you all so much for being here. Now, please make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell and all of that good stuff. Gonna be doing some more comic book reviews. Probably gonna see if I can get a live stream going this weekend. Talk with some of the other comic book community out there. I know if you guys don't already, make sure you go check out Discovery Bay Comics JB over there. What he does is a lot of plugging for comic book YouTubers out there. I believe his show should be getting ready to start here at 9 o'clock, probably here soon after I end the show. So make sure you guys go check him out. Again, I did put some links down in the description where you should make sure that you go check out Fanjecture, go subscribe to their channel, and get interactive with them, because it looks like they're going to be doing some live streams. Looks like they're going to be doing some very exciting things with that, as far as getting people interactive on their channel in some of the little competitions and things that they're doing. I just watched a live stream that they did, I believe yesterday or the day before. You guys should go check it out. Again, that's Fanjecture. Down in the description here of this video, you should be able to find that link to go check out their channel. You all have a very good day, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.